I'm a good 10, 12 miles from the ramp. I don't know. Yeah, it's real rough. Look at that Garmin shaking. It don't do that normally. Oh no, come on. That was not good. It's getting worse and worse. It's significantly worse. The whole damn boat's shaking. All right, we made it back at least. So we're about to water test this boat that I got back from the dealer almost 2 weeks ago. It's been so long because I've been so dang busy with work. Fingers crossed. Can I cross my? Why am I my fingers crossed? There we go. Getting old, man. You can't do things like you could when you were young. Like this has turned to bone. It used to be more cartilage. So, no, I do it better now. All right. Moment of truth. It sounds okay right now. Let's get her off the trailer. It feels okay. Well, we'll strap on the other camera and see how she does. All right. We got our supposedly fixed Mercury. We got our boat, we got our upgrade. We're gonna go over that in a little bit, but let's see if this thing will run. I do like having this right here, and this stretchy rope there. Now we can push off. Mercury sounds good so far. You should always have your life jacket on when you're under power, I believe. It's funny, if you've never seen the channel Wavy Boats, go check that out. I'm not affiliated with them, but Tall Over Inlet in Miami, they film there. And it's very treacherous, and if you don't know what you're doing, you could get killed. And pretty much nobody's wearing a life jacket. It's hilarious. It's like a freaking display of Darwinism right there. Darwinism at its finest. Wavy Boats. It is a good channel. It's a great idea, but for real. Looks like they ran this boat for 18 minutes. The dealer did, and it feels good right now. It ain't skipping a beat. So what he did was changed all the filters, did a full service on it, and changed the spark plugs, and he thinks it was the spark plugs causing that issue. We got this forever, no wake zone. Yeah, so far so good. All right, moment of truth right here. Let's watch this. It drives different. That's what I'm like checking out as I'm coming off plane and making all sorts of waves. It definitely drives different because of my upgrade, not because of the repair. I consider the boat fixed. I believe it's good to let the boat idle for a second when you shut her down. Just let everything get back down. I want my stuff to last a long time. I take care of it. I believe in maintaining your stuff, that especially if you're going to be going miles from the ramp and nobody's around. On a desolate body of water such as this with no cell phone service, you need to have reliable equipment. You need to take care of your stuff. It felt perfectly normal. The thing that did not feel normal was the weight distribution. And that's because I had the dealer upgrade something for me, and I'm getting ready to show you. I have not tested this yet. This is my inaugural test on my upgrade. Let's see, I still have the same Garmin trolling motor. Uh-oh, I gotta turn on my handy remote. I'll show you the upgrade while it's booting up. Now it's booted up. Let me just hit spot lock. That's my upgrade. I had 2 batteries. You see where the other tray was? I had 2 12-volt batteries, 24 volt. This is a single 36 volt. And all he had to do was take out the other batteries and put in this one and hook her up. But I also got a new charger. And I'll show you my entire bilge one day. I'll tell you what's in there. I'm just anxious to try this. There's a regular AGM 12-volt battery for my cranking battery. There's a 16-volt house battery for my graphs. All right, we're on speed 7 right now. All right, we got some voltage. That's louder than I've ever heard it before. I mean, it's really spinning now. I've already hit my top speed. Yeah, I've blown past my top speed. Man, this is awesome. That's my upgrade. Another thing I had them do, I'm gonna let it keep going for a minute. 3.3. This thing could actually go faster if I put the original prop back on it. But I hit a rock one time with that son of a bitch and took a big old chunk out of it. There's hanging plastic. I had to pull it up and cut the plastic off because it was dangling. I'm sure it would have flown off eventually, but it was making a hell of a noise after that. And I cut that plastic off and it was quieter. But to remedy that, I just put a Minn Kota prop on it because the Garmin, they let you put anyone's prop on there, pretty much. I mean, golly, this will throw you out of the boat. I'm going 3.4. Oh, this is a hell of an upgrade, man. I'm telling you, I'm very happy over this. Because I do a lot of fish chasing on this lake. I see stripers blow up, say 300 yards away. I want to get over there before they stop, you know, and I stand a little bit better chance with this. Man, I'm stoked on this. This is awesome. I'm not going to be out here but for an hour or so, but I believe it's time to text everyone I know about this trolling motor and the boat being fixed. Another thing I had them do was, I noticed one day that my poles were raised up all the way on the mounts. I don't know if you can see or not. It's on the side where it hits the jack plate. They were moved up all the way. And I had to deploy these suckers every time I pulled the boat in and out of the garage. Now, it's still, I had them lower it because I didn't have a wrench. That's the deal. I didn't have a wrench to do it. I didn't want to go buy the wrench. And while I had it in for service, troll motor battery, dropped them poles. And they did. And now it clears the door by like that much. So I'm still deploying them a little bit. But if I forget, it might not be a big deal. You know, people talk about, oh, no, 20 footer is a perfect size. And yeah, it would be nice to have a 20 footer, I guess. But it's so much more money for one of those. Is it worth it? It might be to you, but to me, it's not. I had a 17 footer I really grew up fishing in. We started with a 16-foot aluminum boat. It was an Eldercraft, 40 horse Mercury. Had a Humminbird flasher, and we put one of them Bill Dance Eagles on it. Then we got an Astro. We had that Astro for 16 years, 17'2", S17B, 125 carved Mercury. I just saw one on the back of a Triton. But mine was a 94 with that 94 design. Then I sold it to my friend. I can still go visit that boat. I got that boat when I was 13 years old. I am about to turn 45, and I love that boat. You know, it sucks. It would suck to have to fish out of it again, but it's doable. But then I had an 18-foot Phoenix, a 618. I had the 8th 618 ever made, and that was a fantastic boat. I'll tell you right now, they don't make the 618 anymore. They make the 818, but it's gonna be just as good, if not better, you know. I really, really like that boat. But I wanted to try something different when I ordered this one. I also had a 19'2" center console. We won't talk about that one because that was a mistake. That was my midlife crisis. Like, I'm gonna start wearing pastel shirts and I'm gonna get that kind of boat that matches my shirt. And you know, that's not me. I do want another center console again, but Tamisha's face the first time she rode in it told me everything I needed to know about that boat, that I had made a horrible mistake. But I admit it. And look at all these damn fish. Let's see if we can throw Andrew's rod at the top. So I sold that, and we had a debate on whether we were going to get a swimming pool or a pontoon boat. I ended up just going to the dealer and ordering this Falcon. And I was like, and Tamisha was mad, but now I think she's happy because I love this boat. I do. I love this freaking boat. Look how this rod box opens. I think that's the best thing ever. Ooh. I heard there's no hope of finding it here. Oh, there he is. He's right up here. Oh, here we go. We're taking off, dude. But the boat drives different with the lighter weight in the side. I can tell that is a noticeable difference, especially when you're hauling. There's pretty much no weight over here. And there's a cranking battery, a 16-volt house battery. My fat ass, I just got back from a 7-day-long work trip, and eating right is not a priority when I've flown somewhere and I'm living somewhere else for a week. I'm just gonna eat the local food and talk about how good it was. And I'll tell you, we had some good meals. We had like 5 hamburgers apiece. We had Shake Shack, undisputed fast food king of hamburgers in my opinion. That's what I think. I used to think Whataburger's patty melt was pretty much the best thing you could get from a fast food restaurant, and it still is. I'll definitely be down to eat a patty melt anytime. But Shake Shack, man, that shit is good. And it's good in the airport. We got buzzbait, we got that's funny as hell, like my daimiki. It's like that's all I talk about. It's often all I think about. But then I turn around and freaking leave it. Man, I don't want to stop using this trolling motor. Oh, another cool thing about it, which I'm not sponsored by anyone. Let's keep that in mind. I'm just showing you my new toy that I bought because I was planning to have my engine serviced, and then I was gonna have that done in a couple months from now. And I've been complaining about my trolling motor battery forever. So right now we're at 98%. My house battery's at 82. So let's see. So stand by, hit the motor, discharge. That's how much time I got left at this speed. That's pretty good, man. Which the speed is 7. Let's go to 10 and call that a mile an hour. Oh yeah. So we're going 1 mile an hour right now. So we got 9 hours, 10 hours. So we can go 9 miles with this on half speed against the wind. I know that's not a scientific test, but then again, trust my science. Because I said it on my show. And it must be truth if I say it here, right? He just raced up there, so I started acting like I was running away, and he chased it, but he didn't bite it. Doing something wrong again, I don't know. Fish are like women, I swear. They don't tell you what's wrong. You can just sit there and pout. They act like they like you. What happened even? I don't even know what happened here. I messed up my bait though. I want it to be straight, not crooked. The fish will look at it and be like, man, that's one of God's abominations. We can't eat that. Like, you gonna eat a cow if it looks all messed up? If you have a choice of another cow, you know? If you ain't got no choice, you probably gonna eat it. But, and I would. I'd make a sandwich out of it. I ain't bragging or nothing. Oh. Something just knocked the hell up, knocked slack in it. But he knocked so much slack in it, I was unable to take it up and set the hook. It was probably a little one in my defense. I hope so. Well, do they want it or do they not? Very pleased with this trolling motor upgrade. Powerhouse battery. I got a Powerhouse 16 volt. So what I've got is a charger that will do 16 volt lithium or 12 volt AGM lead acid. And then the other bank does, I think, 24 or 36 volt. I'll take a picture of it and throw it up. You can see. It says all right on the front. I got to sell my Noco Genius. That's a great charger, but it wasn't compatible with the system I went with. I had to get rid of it. And I've only had it for... Oh, it just came up and busted it. You see that? All right, I figured out more. I got to give them the right action. I saw the fish swimming up to attack it, so I decided to just fish it under the surface like top water. Putting together a little more, trying different things. It's like growing up. I am stoked to be back out on the water. I fly over this lake all the time. I look down at it and I'm always thinking one damn thing. I wish I was down there on that lake fishing. I think that about a bunch of lakes I fly over and rivers. One time I flew over, God, what is that lake out west? Lake Mojave. It's very distinct looking. And I was like, man, what would it be like to fish in that weird ass lake, you know? I bet it's like Lake Havasu, I'm sure. It's very similar, I would guess. If anybody knows, tell me. Because I'm not going to remember to look it up. But I'd love to go fishing there one day. I'd like to take a moment to thank everyone who has subscribed to me recently. I've had a little influx of subscribers over the last couple weeks. I'm growing at a good rate, slow and steady. It'd be weird to blow up really quick, like you just had 1 million followers all of a sudden. That would make me feel super weird. I have to work up to that point, you know? I want to scoot over. The wind is, golly, man. I know this is probably not showing up on video, but I know the difference. Let's look at our discharge while we're going full bore here. 1 hour. Whoa. I was trying to hit the button, but I should have just did it with my hand. All right. Lesson learned. I'm not going to get thrown out of the boat. I'm going to just do it. When I'm going that fast, it's remote time, baby. Unless I'm sitting down. That motor's super strong. I'm really, really impressed with it. At half the speed, you get 9 times the time. There's fish up here buried in the mud, I believe. Big old fish jumped up there. Oh. Let's test this motor. This is the scenario I was talking about. He's still eating. He's still eating. But you got used car dealers, negative reputation. You got boat dealers that are just about as bad, I think. But my boat dealer is awesome. And I don't have a deal worked out with them. I didn't tell them I was going to say anything. But they're right across the street from the Falcon factory in Newberry, South Carolina, Wilson Marine. If you need a Falcon, Express, or a Tidewater, or a ATV or UTV, go see Charles over there, Charles Kane. He's the man. I know because I'm a salesman. And I know how salesmen should be if they're going to be reputable. I worry about my reputation. And I ask him, or I ask everybody, questions I know the answer to already, just to see how they'll answer it. If they lie to me, I'm out. And if you ask a boat dealer, not all of them, there are some good ones. This is a good one. There's other ones too. There's some of them on Bass Boat Central that are really good. That I would send someone to, live in Tennessee or Arkansas or something like that I know of. But it's hard to find a good dealer, and Charles is one. Like for instance, they scratched my boat when they did my live scope install. Scratched it deep, looked bad. I saw it right away when I got home. And he apologized. He said they would take care of it. And that dang year and a half went by, and I brought it up to him when I took it there, and he was like, oh yeah, I remember that. He didn't pull no shit with me. I showed it to him. He said, we'll try to buff it out. We can send it across the street to Falcon and get it fixed if you want, which is a benefit. Having your dealer right across the street from the factory where your boat was made, that's a huge benefit. Don't ever underestimate that if you want to keep your boat for a long time, you know. But he's like, we can knock some off the bill. I opted to knock some off the bill, and it's fine because the boat's got scratches on it elsewhere because of stuff I've done to it. The boat's going to get scratched. It's just the way life is. But they're totally cool about it. He thought of things when I did my live scope install. He thought of things like putting an off switch for live scope. If I'm not using it, turn it off. It eats a lot of power, and he's right. It does. And I do turn it off occasionally. I turn it off when I put the boat on the trailer. He also put me a nice off switch for my 16-volt charger. I didn't think about that. It would just be running all the time otherwise. And I don't want to overcharge the battery, so I can control that. He thought about that. Now, he charged me for them, but it was still minimal cost, like 20 bucks or something like that. I'm not worried about that. I'll spend 20 bucks to make it better, you know, definitely better. There's really no question about it. About to get bit, I bet. One was running up there. I've been bit 3 times. They're all running back down now. They're like, oh, I saw something I didn't like about that. I thought about cutting my man mane and saving the hair and making jigs out of it and selling it to y'all. Who would buy a man mane junk fishing jig? The MMJFG, the man mane junk fishing jig. But a boat dealer you can trust, hard to find from my experience. I had one. I was supposed to get $1,000 rebate from Mercury, and that was when I was, how old was I? 30 years old, 29 years old, and I could have used that $1,000 when I was 29. Anybody who's 29, they could use $1,000, you know. But time went on. This is my Phoenix dealer. They're no longer a dealer, by the way, and I wonder why. But time went on, and drug, and I didn't get my $1,000. And they kept giving me the runaround. Oh, we called Mercury again. It was a $1,000 Mercury rebate, which was the main reason I decided to go with Mercury over Yamaha, because it was cheaper to begin with, and I got a damn rebate. And it looked better, in my opinion. But it fit the boat color scheme better for sure. They gave me the runaround, and finally I called Mercury. And I remember where I was standing when Mercury called me back and was like, your check is in the mail. I was standing in the Publix checkout line. Oh man, it's raining like hell over there. I gotta put this camera up. Well, it's been good seeing y'all. You hear that hiss? I hear it. I'm putting this shit away and I'm going to the boat ramp. I will see y'all some other time. See ya. Yeah, it's getting closer and closer. Finally stopped raining as I was putting my straps on the boat, but I'm very happy that my boat is fixed. My dealer was able to fix it, get all my stuff installed, my power poles adjusted, and not only can I back it in and out of the garage, I think I forgot to mention this earlier, I can back it in and out of the garage without having to worry about ripping the poles or my door apart. I can also power pole down like 6 inches deeper. I can't tell you how many times I'm like, oh man, if it was like 4 or 5 inches more, I could. That's what she said. All right, dude, just get around me then. This guy's driving like an asshole. He doesn't want to get around me. He can't. I'm too long. Oh, one funny story I was going to tell and forgot was when I took the boat to the dealer the other day, I hooked it up, started the truck said it needed air in the tire. And I said, all right. So I went and got my air compressor and I was putting air in the tire and I looked at it and the tire was all cracked. And this truck is just a boat puller and a Home Depot goer, a Lowe's goer, or whatever else. I've had it for, I haven't even put 10,000 miles on it in 4 years. 4 years? 4 years, that's right. I've had it for 4 years. Anyway, it just sits in the driveway. The tires were all cracked up. I think they were the original tires that came with the truck. Well, you can't keep up now, can you, dude? But anyway, I was like, holy crap, this can't be good. I am driving around with these death tires that could explode anytime, pulling a boat at a high rate of speed going down the road. That would definitely get me killed. So I pulled the boat to the dealer and dropped it off, and then I went the next day and got new tires. You don't want to play chicken with a red light, man. If you can stop, do it. It's not that big, unless you're late, you know. I'm not late. I leave on time. I leave with time to spare. If you're not early, you're late, is my motto. That's the key to success. Always be early. And do what you say you're going to do. Unless you realize you bit off more than you can chew. Then just give them the old Irish goodbye. Like, I'm going to give you right now. It's crazy. I feel like it's not as bad as one of them Indian roads, but 3 miles of this. Okay. I'm almost worried that Daddy's going to mess up. You look worried?